city. I did it for the love. I did it for the people. I did it for us.
Back on this rap-ish, I ain't even broke a sweat, homie, this practice. Pondering my next move, staring at my track list, hope I ain't miss my window. Praying like a Baptist, Seattle's own. Tired of this Game of Thrones. They made a list of the best rappers and guess who wasn't on? While the disrespect continues, I'm steady packing these venues. Guess if you ain't at the table, you on the menu. And I'm that spitter, baby. They don't want you to see, but everybody's out the Capitol Hills rocking with me. Boys smoke the trays and ponder getting their life together. I'm comfortable with my role, so I'm like, whatever. Me, I ain't got a job, but I work hard. And you don't work hard, but you got a job. The irony is I'm judged while you feel the applause. I'm slept on, that's why I had to set this alarm. My dudes is armed, I'm armed with this arm charm. Body banging like she got that cream from Barry Bonds. Yeah.
I did it for the city. I did it for the love. I did it for the people. I did it for us.
That trade season is here. A real hitter with a mic, I'm everything that they fear. With that hood ain't the same, I was all on their ass, I'm level-headed. So yo, my dudes love when I spaz. And I'm so over Seattle's passive-aggressive attitude. They don't call you back, what they really saying is F you. While I'm from the same place, I move at a different pace. I prefer if you just said it to my face, damn, I did it.
I did it for the city. I did it for the love. I did it for the people. I did it
I hate
for
these
us.
average dudes with they average spit, writing average rhymes, knocking average chicks. The closer I get, I can feel the people starting to shift. I'm loyal to a fault, and everybody can't come with. Rap's a rich man's game, I'm only playing with change. They bang models and singers, I'm knocking my own flame. I'm different. The crowd, I move with the chosen few. Black thoughts, I could be the front man for the roots. No diamonds and gold, I'm on my sticks and stones. If we can see your panty line, you should have on a thong. My team is strong, through this fire we forged a bond. And they already know what it is when I get on to the hearse. Party like it's December 31st. When I'm on my deathbed, I probably cracking my nurse. You ain't got the bars to compete. I'm a verbal athlete, deflating these boys so they say that I cheat. Damn, I did it.
I did it for the city. I did it for the love. I did it for the people. I did it for us.
Yeah. I should probably start by apologizing for the long wait, man. You know, I know I be tripping. But I'm not just a rapper, I'm an artist. And, you know, my creative process is a little bit different than most. Nonetheless, I want to welcome everybody out to the Dre's Experience. I got TCF in the building. My whole camp's here with me. I got the band in here laying this cool-ass vibe. And I'm Seattle's own. Let's get into it.
Welcome, everybody. Happy Tuesday to all of you out there. Welcome to the Morning Update Show. I am your co-host, Trey Holiday, and I'm so thrilled to be in our studio. Man, it's just coming together so nicely. And you guys know my guy, Big O, my co-host with the most, is putting in overtime hours to make sure we're doing this right. What up, Big O?
Oh, what's up, Trey? No overtime hours here, though.
Okay.
I've been chilling.
Okay,
you know
good,
what I'm saying?
good.
Just kind of moving it along. Well, not really chilling, but, you know, moving along at the best pace that we can. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Yeah, that was good stuff. So we've got a little bit of a different look today. And, you know, we're working through it, you know, here in the new studio. And so we went from, there we go. Yeah. Look at me. I got a camera right there. We went from phase 1. Now we're into phase 2 on our news desk. And pretty soon we'll be over to our wall and some of everything else. But also, you know what, Trey Holiday? It was like giving a lot of soul searching. I ain't really been working too hard, but I've been giving a lot of thought about this show. And we were like, man, we really want to be able to get back to this show as to how it was like, you know, a year ago, even more than a year ago. And so we're putting in we're changing our format a bit. So we want everybody to stick with us. And, you know, it's new for everybody today. We didn't get a chance to do a practice run. So, you know, we'll see how we get through it.
Yeah, I'm so with it. And you know what? As soon as we got to the studio, I was like, look at that amazing desk. Oh, we're going to have so much fun. And here we are. And for those of you that have been following us for a long time, you guys see Big O got his laptop back in the set and on session. It's a beautiful thing, man, to be here with everybody.
Yeah, no, I do. I got my laptop. You
Yeah.
just don't know how good I feel to be out of these chairs.
Yeah.
You kind of feel naked in them chairs, right?
No.
You know,
Yeah.
you're like, oh man, what's good? So, it's good to have a desk back over here for sure. All right. Good morning, everybody. I want to welcome you to the morning update show and remind you that right now is a perfect opportunity for you to tag and share the stream. Tag and share the stream with people you feel would appreciate culturally relevant news and information emanating from right here in the Emerald City. Want to give a big shout out to our partners over at the South Seattle Emerald and KBCS 91.3 over at Bellevue College. Also want to remind everybody that you can listen to the Morning Update show anywhere that you listen to your favorite podcast. Right there, they've got SoundCloud and the links, but you can also check us out on Google, Spotify, iTunes, or anywhere that you're listening to your favorite podcast. Trey, we got some more. We got a lot of COVID news in here, but this point in the show, we always want to remind people that the COVID-19 vaccine is readily available throughout King County. And man, it's a lot of vaccine-related news, but for sure, the vaccine is available right now in King County. Curtis has put a link in the comments over there. If you want to get vaccinated, you can click that link and you can find somewhere here in King County, make an appointment and get vaccinated. In some cases, they'll even come to your house.
Yeah, I mean, also walk-ins are available too. So for those of you who are like, I was thinking about it today, I didn't have time to make the appointment. There's a lot of options in terms of walk-ins as well.
All right. Yeah, no, that's good stuff. Okay, so we wanted to get back to some of the things that we used to do here. And the longer we do this, we're going to get more smooth on it. But we want to start off here with a quote of the day. We'll put this up, Curtis. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., no work is insignificant. All labor that uplifts humanity has dignity and importance and should be undertaken with painstaking excellence. That was put out by the King Center actually on Labor Day, in reference to Labor Day. No work is insignificant.
Yeah, no work is insignificant. I love that quote for Labor Day. And I agree 100%. I mean, when we talk about all of us pouring in to create amazing solutions, to be a part of this society and to make it even better, and that's really what it's about. We all need to put that effort in. Love that.
All right, good stuff. So we got a bunch of headlines for you here. We're gonna get through these. Oh, and let me prep Curtis here. We have up next. We have Ben Andrews.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about Ben Andrews real quick.
Yeah, Ben Andrews joins us from the Seattle Film Summit. Can't wait to get into a great discussion with him about the upcoming market here for commercial production and film. He's been doing the summit for some years, and so we'll dive into what the summit is all about. Some of those virtual events started on Friday, and there's a lot of stuff going on throughout this week, culminating with a pretty big celebration on Saturday. So interesting conversation we're going to have indeed.
I want to see how many Black people are actually being hired over there at the new production facility. We had Executive Constantine here, and he said it was an intentional effort by King County to make sure that Black grips and producers and camera operators and all kinds of stuff, were actually having equal access if they were locally wanting to produce something, but also when productions come from out of town and they shoot over there. It's
interesting.
I'll follow that one back. It's an interesting story over there, Harbor Island, that exact place.
Yeah.
All right. So first one here is like, man, rents are rising in King County, especially looks like in the city of Kent. We've got a headline right here from the Kent Reporter. Kent apartment rents increased sharply by 10.8% compared to 2020. That's the Kent Reporter, Steve Hunter, on the job there. And it says rent jumped 1.3% in August. The median rents in Kent right now, $1,421 for a one-bedroom and $1,819 for a two-bedroom. This is the sixth straight month that the city of Kent has seen an increase. And Kent year over year leads the state average of 10%, but trails the national average of 12.4%. So a lot of times, it's like, man, you move out the city because the city is very expensive. And, you see a rent increase there, 10% over the last 12 months in the city of Kent.
You know what? That's really crazy. I used to live in Kent, and honestly, Kent was one of those cities when a lot of people were having to move out of the Central District. We talk about gentrification all the time, and these South King County cities really saw an influx of families. And to hear this, honestly, shocked me because Kent used to be one of those cities where it was like there was an option here to buy homes, to rent out apartments with some more affordability. So to hear that they are one of those cities that is always ranking high in terms of our locale, it really trips me out. Oh, when I read this, I was like, wait a minute, are you sure we're talking about Kent, Washington? It's crazy.
Yeah, no, I mean, people will tell you all throughout King County, it's becoming more and more difficult to be able to. I mean, rents are just rising everywhere, and people are moving further and further out. And like I said, years ago, that was the thing. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna just move to Kent or somewhere in that general area to be able to find something affordable. I will say though, a one bedroom in Kent for $14.89, my friend. Find a one bedroom here in the city of Seattle for 1400. I see like there's studios up on Cap Hill that are like 400 square feet, 500 square feet. It's like 15, 1600 with no privacy.
Yeah. Well, see, one of the things that I feel like Seattle does benefit from too is an MFTE unit, right? So multi-family tax exemption unit. Those units actually are more than likely less than what the market rate is. And so there's more intentionality. Even when you think about something like community preference policy, there's some intentionality because the city of Seattle is understanding that the rents are crazy, that mortgages are crazy. So there's some level of intentionality here in Seattle that may not exist in other cities, though. Very true.
No, that's true. That's true. All right, keeping it moving along. This is news that came out last week, but man, it's been a long weekend. This is coming from Erica C. Barnett over at Public Cola, and it's about Compassion Seattle. Compassion Seattle Charter Amendment won't appear on November ballot. So, the Compassion Seattle, it got kicked out of court. There was a judge the judge actually said that she would vote for it, but she said that it didn't meet the threshold to be on the ballot, so it got kicked off the ballot. They went to file an appeal, and basically the appeals court was like, nah, all that. And so Compassion Seattle will not be on the November ballot. This is the article here from Erica C. Barnett. It says Compassion Seattle said in a statement that the appeals court ruling means that Seattle voters must change who was in charge if they want to change to the city's failed approach to addressing the homelessness crisis. While we are deeply disappointed, we'll continue to share evidence that our amendment's approach can make a necessary and noticeable difference for those living unsheltered in parks and in other public spaces. So Compassion Seattle is out of gas. You know what I'm saying? It's a wrap. But Compassion Seattle, it really did bring to the forefront here in the city the big divide on how people want to approach to deal with homelessness. And it also seemed to bring an even bigger divide of whether it's real or perceived, but the divide between big business and people who might be locked into the city, and then advocates, activists. It's a big divide. And the other thing to layer on top of that, Trey Holiday, is although Compassion Seattle is no longer on the ballot, I think, and we've kind of seen some stuff from some of these candidates of where they're still sticking to one side of the issue or the other, which we'll discuss more tomorrow. But, although it's not on the ballot, you got some people who are like, nah, I still think it's a good idea.
Well, I mean, I think that we've talked about this. There's some issues here that just become very polarizing. And those who are unsheltered, and our homeless issue here in the city is one of those issues where, you see folks on different sides and drawing lines in the sand with their approaches. I think one of the things that's really exciting is looking at what, Mark Jones and his team is going to be doing kind of in this King County wide approach around homelessness. And honestly, I think that it's important when we talk about creating new solutions that the people that are the most affected are at the center of what those solutions will look like. When you're thinking about longevity and the sustainability of some of these options, one of the things that he said when he was here that really struck me was, in the last 30 years, there's been a lot of initiatives, a lot of approaches to this, but they literally have failed, right? And so there may be some levels of success, but ultimately they're not long-term success or sustainable success. So looking at what has not worked will also help to kind of guide in some new approaches that may really have some longevity in some real, results. That's what we're hoping for here.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see, and there definitely is that regional approach. And what we talk about all the time is that a lot of people who end up homeless on the streets of Seattle or even unsheltered in the municipality, and that maybe not even necessarily visible on the street, but unsheltered across our city, a good number of them didn't originate in the city of Seattle. This, I think that also, I think we're going to hear candidates keep this issue alive as we get closer to the election in November. And you're going to find candidates being like, well, that was the candidate who was for Compassion Seattle, or that was the one that was against, and everything else. It's one of those fire issues, that get people going. And actually, we're going to talk about that more tomorrow, because there are some candidates that are kind of still aligning. And so you got these two camps around Compassion Seattle and against Compassion Seattle, no longer on the ballot, but a lot of the ideas that were on that amendment, some people are getting behind. Man, this is crazy news right here. It's coming from Public Health Seattle King County. And we'll put that up right there. What they're saying over there is people who are not fully vaccinated are 49 times more likely to be hospitalized for COVID-19 here in King County. Oh, they caught me there in the screen. And then 32 times more likely for people not fully vaccinated. 32 times more likely to die from a COVID-related illness. But I mean, this is a massive number.
Well, we've been talking about how the data really shares a story that really brings us more ideas around the nuances of COVID-19. And while we're all learning and we're all trying to process all this information as we're going through this pandemic, it's so important to be able to understand these numbers, how they're moving, and how some of them are staying stagnant in certain cases when you're talking about, different levels of people's perspective on the vaccine. But honestly, those numbers are stark, and the funny thing about all of it to me is that we're still all like in the midst of all of it, right? So as we see these numbers, y'all, we're learning more every day.
Yeah, I mean, we're learning that these numbers are crazy. And right now, so many parts of America are seeing more people in ICUs than 1 year ago this time. Like you said, in some places it's 300%.
My gosh.
And so, these variants that are out there. And what I'm saying is, like, in Seattle, a lot of stuff in Seattle, we be in our own bubble for good and for bad. We be isolated from the rest of America. But, it's a lot of stuff that's happening out there that we don't feel the impact. One, like COVID rates for here, for most part, been low, all these other things, even though the hospitals are, they're filling up. But yeah, we put that link, you put the link in the comments there, Curtis. That link is there in the comments. That is the link to Public Health Seattle King County's dashboard. Lots of interesting information is out there, to find out what's going on as far as what the numbers actually look like in King County. And it's a ton of information. For people who are really interested in staying up on COVID information, I would suggest that you click that link right there. I saw something in the comments. I got to throw this one in here real quick. Let me see if I can find it. We were talking about a majority of the people who are homeless, unsheltered in Seattle aren't from the municipality. And Kimberly Barber Woodruff said a good number of the gentrifiers didn't originate here either.
Great
Ooh.
observation, Kim. And I agree with you 115,000%.
They're kicking off these comments here. All right, before we go to a quick break, there you go. Let me get my camera right here. Council Member Larry Gossett, King County Council Member Gurmai Zahalai, all Franklin Quakers. A call to all Franklin Quakers. You finally did it. Franklin High School football. It's been 8 years and 52 games. 8 years and 52 games since they had a W. But over the weekend, they played Black Hills and they won 19-0, breaking an 8-year losing streak for the Quakers. You know, so I know wherever Gurmai Zahalai is at right now, he's dancing up and down. We got this right here. This is from the Eli Sports Network, and this is Franklin head coach Terry Green right after the win.
We started from the trenches. Isaiah Wells Powell, our center, and everybody from, he starts it all, and we build from there. And like I said, the guys bought in, man. And we have a lot more confidence when you hand the ball to somebody like that. And hey, don't forget about our quarterback.
Oh.
He's a big boy too. And
yep.
We like to lean on him a little bit. He was nervous. We was all nervous. 8 years.
Yeah.
It's just hard to overcome 8 years, but it just takes some faith and it just takes some belief. And I'm happy for my guys today. I'm happy for my guys.
Congratulations, Coach. It is a terrific win, and just so fun to see, a program like this take that first step.
I appreciate you, man.
All right, congratulations. Coach Terry Green here with the Franklin Quakers.
All right, so first of all, congratulations to our brothers over there at Franklin High School. We be rubbing them and everything, but it's a lot of people that we know, the kids go to Franklin and everything else. It's great to see them break this losing streak. Let's see, man, if they can keep it up throughout the season. I just want to throw this out here, though. 8 years, the last time that the Quakers have won, I looked at the charts, the music charts. The number one songs were Thrift Shop by Macklemore and Ryan Lewis and Blurred Lines. Remember that? But Pharrell and Robin Thicke and T.I. 2013.
I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at the fact that, he took some time to look at the music charts and see what was the number one songs back in 2013. You know what? Congratulations, Quakers. We do a lot of riffing here because Omari and I are essentially going to always and forever be Bulldogs. But the truth of the matter is that it is a real showcasing of your resilience to keep on thriving, for coach to keep on pressing, to keep on believing in his players and in the team. That is really, when we talk about sports, it's a team effort. And so ultimately, shout out to all of you guys for seeing this amazing win, 19-0. That's huge.
Yeah, 19-0.
Yeah.
Tumwater. Black Hills. The thing is too, is like, man, very proud of that team. That's tough. 8 years. And that stigma just layers on top of you and layers on top of you and layers on top of you. So real proud of the Franklin Quakers, and man, let's see. Let's hope that they can keep it up.
I will be following that season now for sure.
Yeah, that's what's up. We're gonna take a quick break right now. We come back. We got a few more headlines. You're watching the Morning Update Show.
Market Street Shoes, slinging kicks since 2006, with styles that support you and yours, getting the F outside or staying comfy when you just want to lounge indoors as well. But wait, Market Street Shoes is way more than just a shoe store. Gear up for your next outdoor adventure with apparel and accessories that'll have you looking good on the streets, the trail, or even in your own backyard. With locations in Ballard, Redmond, and online at marketstreetshoes.com, there's undoubtedly a style and size that'll fit your lifestyle.
All right, welcome back to the Morning Update Show. And this new configuration, you see this, Salman's on the job. He's adding light in between breaks and everything. These young kids moving around.
Working hard.
Okay, so we got more headlines here. I'm going to see we're moving through. I'm taking it back to old school. So this is from the Seattle Times right here. We'll put this up. It said, even your Labor Day barbecue costs more if you live in Seattle. And this is from Gene Bolton. People know Gene as the FYI guy over there at the Seattle Times. And basically what they're saying is that Seattle is the second most expensive city in America to host a Labor Day barbecue behind Kodiak, Alaska, because the cost of meat in Seattle is so high. And this is according to the cost of living index. And they looked at steak, ground beef, pork sausage, and chicken. Now, the average on the index is a score of 100. Seattle was 150.2. The cheapest place, Jackson, Mississippi. And in our state, the cheapest is Spokane, Washington. Now, the article didn't necessarily explain why meat is so expensive here, but then we've got a overlay. Go ahead and put this up. So if you look here, Seattle 150, it's more expensive in Seattle than in Manhattan. Manhattan isn't too far behind, but Manhattan, Bloomington, Indiana, and then of course you see down south there in the blue is where it's cheap. And Kodiak, Alaska is to be expected. It's Alaska. Everything's expensive in Seattle, huh?
I mean, this is something that was really shocking to me because I really want to understand the factors behind it. When we see data and we hear these numbers, for me, the ways that I get to really process it is by understanding the why behind it all. And ultimately, I'm going, okay, I understand we live in an expensive city. You know, Seattle is expensive. Our county is expensive when we look at things across the country. But I'm really like, so is it that down south they have more meat farms? Maybe the meat is closer. It's more locally produced. I thought we had meat up here. I'm telling you, this was a shocker for me.
Oh, it's something to look into. But also, you know, people can pay for it. I mean, that's just the nature of it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what I would assume. Like I said, this article didn't really go too deep into actual reasons why, but it definitely said that, man, this is a very expensive city for food. But, you know, we've been talking about for a while the cost of food going up here in the Seattle area. And so all you guys that broke bread yesterday on Labor Day and barbecued, you already know about the cost. I'm just disappointed you ain't invite us. Like, yo, what's the deal? Let me see what else we got going on over here. Oh, welcome back weeks. So we'll put this up. City of Seattle, they're back at it. Sent this over here. It's Downtown Lights. Welcome back week is up. This is Friday, or this is September 10th from 4 to 10 p.m. They got a light show going on at the Paramount. It's called Borealis. And you know, there was an email that went out and it was like, this is the very first thing to happen in the Paramount since the pandemic. My friend, I had to reply back. Sorry, the morning update show was there. But welcome back weeks is coming back. It's a lot of events. There's even like, you know, an event to uplift the voices of Black people, like a Black Lives Matter type event that's going on. But this is there at the Paramount in a light show. It's going to be pretty dope. You wear a mask. You need to show that you're vaccinated and wear a mask. And man, the Paramount, after being inside, literally performing, kind of, sort of, but being there at the Paramount, I'm excited to get back there. I'm gonna go.
Yeah. You know, you're go. Okay, see, this was
my fault. We're gonna go.
Yeah, no, this is what I'm talking about. I think that this is a really cool thing. And the last time that I saw a light show was actually at the Pacific Science Center. So I'm excited because there's so much work that gets put into a light show and it is so visually stunning, honestly. So I'm looking forward to it. Clearly the Paramount, you know, get ready to welcome us because we're coming back.
Yeah, we're definitely coming back. Somebody mentioned something too, and I see this every day, the temporary roller skating rink there at Westlake.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of people roller skate. You know, they're trying to get people in the groove, and it's difficult with everything going on. But welcome back week, lots of events going on. We'll continue to bring those up. Oh, want to remind, you know what? This is something new that we're putting back into the show. So it's something new, old. We want to put this up here, and we're encouraging people to buy black. This is from the website We Buy Black, and this is tall kitchen drawstring garbage bags. Now, the reason why we're going this whole week where We Buy Black, and we'll put the website there, is everything on the website is black, right? All in one place. And we're going to be like highlighting other businesses and their websites as well. But like garbage bags, that is something that, you know what I'm saying, you can go and pick up today. Go there, follow the link, get you some garbage bags, you know what I'm saying, and some of everything else. And we want to be able to use this platform to continue to encourage people, man. You know what I'm saying? If you want to say, you want to support a black business, then go there and buy.
Yeah.
You know, and if you are black and you want to buy more black stuff, go there and buy. You know, I mean, I don't know anybody at We Buy Black, but I have been following their website and their progress and everything else. And it just keeps getting bigger, bigger, and bigger. So, you know what I'm saying? We're trying to pitch in from the West Coast out here.
I love that we are spotlighting products and businesses from We Buy Black. I mean, the truth of the matter is that Black businesses operate with many, many things that you use every single day. So when you're thinking about how you're intentionally spending your dollars, we've talked about how to circulate that in Black communities. Oftentimes, is that's one of the things that is so necessary when we look at, you know, that independence, and when we look at that sovereignty and having that sense of agency and ownership over our dollars. And when you think about all the mundane things that you may go to Target or Walmart or somewhere else, Fred Meyer or somewhere to buy, there's a lot of Black companies that are providing those very same products. And so it's a beautiful thing that we're going to be here spotlighting some of those businesses, man, bringing it back, like O said, to some of the original things that we really loved and enjoyed, which was how can we utilize this platform to uplift those that are doing great work. And Omar, you talk about it all the time. We need economic drivers, man. And that's one of the ways that we can support that idea of the need for economic drivers in the Black community. Love it.
Yeah, definitely. And that's We Buy Black. And the link is there in the comments. Just put the link there. Get you some trash bags, man. That's like undebatable. It ain't like, you know, there's hella different types like shea butter, shampoo, skincare. This is trash bags. So that's what I'm saying. Every item this week is something real simple and not debatable. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm coming with some toilet paper next.
Practical items. I love it, man.
Exactly. We'll get you some toilet paper. Buy Black. All right. One more thing here before we take a break. I'm gonna get out of here. Ben Andrews is gonna step in. This is the rub. We need to put up the rub. And we want to remind everybody here, Lewis Rudge, Raising Up Black Businesses grant. This grant is open from now till September 20th. We got a link for that one? We'll go ahead and put the link in the comments there. These are $2,500 grants put together by Ezel's Famous Chicken, Lewis, Darnell, and Faye over there at Ezel's. And it's for Black businesses, not only here in Seattle, but throughout the state of Washington, and also down in Rose City. I actually did an interview with Channel 6 with Lewis in Channel 6 last week. So even if you're down there in Portland, if you click the link right there, you can apply, and $2,500 grants, no strings attached. And actually, Ezel's actually partnered with DoorDash on this.
Yeah, you know what? It's a beautiful partnership and a beautiful initiative indeed. I mean, shout out to everyone at Ezel's and for DoorDash for understanding the need for this. You know, direct investment like this oftentimes is what could, you know, help your business continue. We know COVID's been hitting businesses really hard, particularly Black businesses and small businesses. So the idea of this initiative, I love how it's called RUB, right? With Lewis Rudd. I just love the whole play on words there. But I definitely think that, you know, for those of you that are out there that have your businesses, please look into this. You know, that, you know, kind of no questions asked, $2,500 toward your business could really go a long way, for a lot of these small businesses.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. All right, I'm getting ready to step aside. We got our guest today, Ben Andrews. Wow, look at that. From the Seattle Film Summit. And that's coming up. And yeah, well, we're moving right along.
Yeah, good time.
Good stuff. You're watching the Morning Update Show.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
Back on this rap ish, I ain't even broke a sweat, homie, this practice. Pondering my next move, staring at my track list, hope I ain't miss my window. Praying like a Baptist, Seattle's own, tired of this Game of Thrones. They made a list of the best rappers and guess who wasn't on? While the disrespect continues, I'm steady packing these venues.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Morning Update Show. I'm your co-host, Trey Holiday. And joining me right now on the set is Ben Andrews from the Seattle Film Summit. What's up, Ben?
Hey, Trey. How are you doing today?
Hey, I'm well, man. Thank you so much for making time. I know you guys already got it going on, so we just wanted to make sure we had some space to really share with the audience what the Seattle Film Summit is all about. You guys have been doing this for some years. What is the goal behind this?
Yeah, we started this in 2013, and it was just kind of a grassroots endeavor to do what we could to affect change within the local film industry. I think at that time, I had just been in the film industry here for 4 or 5 years, and I had just started getting acclimated to a lot of our film organizations. And one of the first things I noticed was that for such a small film market, how they were all kind of working in silos, not purposely. It's just everybody's busy, and it's sometimes you just have to focus what's on your plate. So what this effort was to just get them annually to come together and talk about how we could all collaborate and become a more effective film market.
Well, you know, you really did it at the right time, because the truth is that Seattle is looking to really build up their film industry once again. I mean, for those who don't know, you know, Seattle did have a booming industry at one point, and then, you know, permitting and everything just really got stricken. You know, it was like, okay, we're not going to offer permits for people doing films.
Yep.
What are some of the things that you're excited for this year in the film summit?
Well, like you said, I mean, we did lose our film industry to Canada a few years ago, and it's been the last decade that we've been trying to figure out how to reignite it. But during that decade, there's been a lot of evolution, not just within the industry, but all creative industries, like the world, the country, right? And it's, for me personally, it's an exciting time, because I think it feels like since the 80s, like there's just been this way of approaching entertainment, which sometimes feels a lot more like an exploitation industry than an actual industry. And so now we're at this point where the old answers don't work. And there's people like you guys and us that are just saying, okay, let's take what we know works, but let's throw the rest away and just develop a new path. And that's what I think the Seattle Film Summit reflects this year. Is it's not just about film. Film is the core of it, and film should be the core of any creative industry or creative economy, because it encompasses so many other creative professions within it. But the Seattle Film Summit's about creative economy. It's about equity in the creative economy. So it's not just film stuff. We have the Political Candidate Forum. We have a creative economy contest. We have all these things that are about elevating artists, not just filmmakers.
You know, I think the approach is really spot on, to be honest, Ben. And, you know, after I've been able to learn more about it in the last couple of months, I really understand not just the need for it, but there's a lane now that's kind of been paved in terms of what is necessary to build an equitable film industry here in the city. But you guys actually are known now. I mean, people in LA, when we talk about like major market, we always think, you know, film, and immediately a lot of Americans think Hollywood, right? It's just, it's synonymous with it. But there's a lot of folks there actually who are like, wait a minute, let me plug into what Seattle has going on. How have you been able to create those kind of connections and bring more of awareness to this for you know, the West Coast region and maybe nationally?
That's a great question. I think in the first few years of the Seattle Film Summit, and it's not the creative elements in our state that have always been the obstacle. It's just the creative approach of our leaders in general. I mean, we're a very green state, and we're very progressive. And I think a lot of our leaders have traditionally looked at entertainment, most specifically film, and they're like, we don't want that Hollywood stuff. We don't want that. We don't want that energy here. It's not what Washington's about. So when I was learning the industry here and trying to acclimate to all that energy, and then even getting into the political side and going, why aren't you guys paying attention to the creatives? I knew right away that I needed to learn a lot about the Canadian film market. I needed to learn a lot about Hollywood, and what are the things that work there? What are the things that get people excited? And then find the people that care. Because you and I have had talks about this before, like, artists get in this rat race and we're already behind the gun. And then it's like to succeed, you just got to give it all, and you got to drive and drive. And unfortunately, in the creative industry itself, stepping on your fellow creatives to get ahead becomes more common than it is the exception. So working in LA, I've been able to find people that really just care about their community, and they want to elevate that community. So we get a lot of cool guests, not just celebs, but studio execs who also realize that LA market is kind of, for lack of better terms, and they want to come help create something new. And so they donate their time to come here. So that's kind of how it's got a lot of Washington personality, but we have to bring the elements of everybody to it.
I think that this is really it's exciting for me because I've always been a creative, right? And known from a young and early age that creative was probably going to be the industry where I was going to thrive, right? And as I found myself hitting brick walls and, kind of corporate creative, right? In the ad industry and different, I mean, it, Ben. I mean, like, you find that, look, it's difficult for people to identify your path to creativity and to understand your value in a creative sector. So I love already the ideas that are really built into the Seattle Film Summit around looking at this with an equitable lens. And how can we, one thing you said to me that's always going to stick with me, Ben, is how can we make sure that the creatives coming out of this market are also great human beings? And I just love that you said that, because the ideas of, you got to be a shark in order to make it. You got to do this, you got to do that. This hustle and bustle that is unfortunately built into the LA market and to other markets, honestly, because that just was like, hey, we're going to replicate what's being done there. The Seattle Film Summit is really actually looking to not replicate those same characteristics. And you have a great team behind you that is helping to make this all happen. What are some of the things that people can expect this year at the Seattle Film Summit? You mentioned the candidate forum there's going to be political folks there, but what are some of the other things that are going to be happening? It sounds like it's going to be a whole vibe.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. I can't even keep track of it all anymore. I think I was mentioning we have about 115 panelists. That's including both the virtual and the in-person. But we really just try to give something for everybody. And then we really try to hone in on where are our gaps locally. So one of the huge gaps is mentorship in the state. So all of our students coming out of any kind of film school or digital program, whether that be high school or college, they have no connection to our local workforce. And so what happens is our super talented creatives, they have to go to larger markets. So we're literally just breeding talent for other states. So one of the things that we're trying to tackle with that is the student showcase. So we've gotten students from 4 or 5 local colleges, whether it's UW, it's the Academy of Interactive Entertainment, Shoreline, and we're giving them, their students all like 3 minutes to pitch in front of local directors, producers, writers, all of them, leaders. And so student showcase, we have a lot of really cool panels. Like last night, virtually, we had our Indigenous panel. So we had a lot of great Native American speakers who are in all facets of entertainment. Then we have your panel coming up. I'm excited about that one, Creative Brilliance and Blackness. And I can tell you right now, we have a surprise for your panel. We have 2 actors showing up. Epatha Merkerson, who plays the lieutenant on Law and Order. She's been on Chicago Med. And Yolanda Ross, who is on the Showtime series, The Chi. I think it's The Chi or The Chi. I always get that wrong, The Chi. And I think they're going to jump in some of your breakout sessions. But there's all kinds of stuff going on. I forget about all of it. The Creative Economy Contest. We have a couple LA projects that want to shoot here. So there's their production teams and their actors are coming. Edwin Hodge, are you familiar with Edwin Hodge? And so they're coming on Saturday, and then we're going to do a location scout on Sunday because they want to shoot in the state. So it's a stew. It's a big stew.
You know what? This is really great. And I'm really thankful that you did have time to come here, because for me, so much of what we do here at the Morning Update Show is really showcasing what's happening in the city and what's happening kind of in the county. And this is actually really huge, right? And so for those of you that didn't know this was going on, and you are a young creative or older creative or middle-aged creative, whatever age you are, I think that this is a great opportunity for them to get plugged in. Make sure the folks know how they can join the summit if they're looking for it. I know there's going to be some in-person events happening this weekend, but a lot of stuff is virtual, so it's really accessible to a lot of people.
Yeah, it's all virtual up till Friday. Then we have the in-person event on Saturday. And even after Saturday, we will take all that content and put it online so that everybody can review it all virtually. But yeah, I would just say we have scholarships available. We have COVID discount pricing. If you are a creative and you are interested in learning more about this industry, don't let anything stop you from coming to this, and reach out to us on the website and we will get you there. This is an opportunity to learn, an unprecedented opportunity. We've got state leaders there. We've got entertainers from out of state. And we just need to come together and create as creatives, and you got to be here and see this stuff.
Wow. So what's the website, Ben?
Oh yeah, that's right. The website, it's seattlefilmsummit.com. It's pretty easy to remember, seattlefilmsummit.com. You can find us on all the social platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all those things.
Wow. Once again, Ben Andrews from the Seattle Film Summit. Thank you so much for coming down to the Morning Update Show. So glad that we can dive in. And honestly, thank you for your commitment to creating an equitable creative economy for Seattle and for Washington State. It's so necessary. And I'm thankful that I get to know you now and build with you and your team, because honestly, this is like a huge dream of mine, y'all. So thank you again so much, Ben, for joining us.
No, thank you for having me. It's all my honor. And kudos to you and your team. What you guys got going down here is just awesome. I've just been really impressed. So keep up the great work.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for that. You guys, stay tuned. After this short break, I get to bring Big O back onto the set so we can close our show out for you nice and right. You're watching the Morning Update Show.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
Back on this rap ish, I ain't even broke a sweat, homie, this practice. Pondering my next move, staring at my track list, hope I ain't missing my window. Praying like a Baptist, Seattle's own. Tired of this Game of Thrones. They made a list of the best rappers, and guess who wasn't on? While the disrespect continues, I'm steady packing these venues.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Morning Update Show. I'm your co-host, Trey Holiday, and already feeling like a great start to the week, man. You got to bring my guy Big O back into this, man. What's up, Big O?
Yeah, it's good to be back.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff. A great interview with Ben Andrews, and we'll put this stuff. You gotta tell people, send us their flyer, so it can go up on our event page.
That's right, the event calendar submission page. Absolutely.
Right, and speaking of that event calendar submission, you on the Where We Converge website, you can go to the very bottom of it, and you'll see a link there that says event calendar submission. You can go ahead and submit there as long as it's cool. I just want to be clear, as long as it's cool, then most likely we'll put it up. And you guys know what's not cool, okay? So don't even try. You feel me? But if it's cool and it's community minded and things like that, send it through to us so we can get that up there, and we'll do that. And then also, while we're revamping things, this is a really good time because we got comments in there talking about the audio, and there is a big audio differential between the break and how people hear us here. So we've actually got new breaks coming through where the audio is mastered. But I think we're going to take care of that today.
Nice.
We'll do that, and we won't wait for our new breaks. So we're going to adjust that. Someone was like, man, I listened on Stewart's on a home theater surround sound. My walls is thundering. That's that Jake Grabbot bass in there. I think Jake made most of those ads on there. We had lots of stuff, and a lot of this stuff will move over to tomorrow, which is good. And tomorrow we've got Carlos Dillard, who is an author, and Carlos is going to be speaking about a book that he wrote about foster care. So we'll get that. One thing that I do want to still get in here today is unfortunate bad news yesterday, the passing of Michael K. Williams at 54 years old. A lot of people know best as an actor on The Wire. He played Omar on The Wire.
Yeah.
Oh, Ron, Omar coming. Here's a video clip right here. This is when HBO teamed up with Variety Magazine, and it's a short, and this is Michael K. Williams, and the title of it is Typecast.
You think I'm being typecast? I don't know. Think this cat is typecast? It's a fucking cat, you know? Ain't got much choice. What if he moved to a new neighborhood? You know, hung out with the poodle crowd, did poodle things, you know, become a poodle. Still be a cat, you know? But what if he convinced himself that he was a poodle and everyone else that he was a poodle? Wouldn't that make him a poodle? That's a good point. I mean, weird as shit, but that's a good point. And this whole metaphor is bullshit, yo. You hear me? You think everybody don't got a role to play, huh? You think a white boy could have played Omar? You think you could play a president? I could. And I think we've seen the last black president for a while. I'm just saying. I think you're gonna always be playing some version of Mike. Gangster Mike, old-timer gangster Mike, southern gangster Mike. But I'm not a gangster. Everyone that knows me knows that. Self-denying gangster Mike. Look, I picked these roles. Me, I made this path for myself. Did you? Yeah, did you? Or did they choose you? You think we would be doing what we're doing if we had a choice? Huh? Face it, man. Look, we from a certain type of people that come from a type of place that look a type of way. You know what that make us? Black. Typecast. If I were typecast, I'd be in jail or dead. But I'm here. I got out. Got myself out. You sure about that?
Wow, that is an amazing piece, and honestly, such a great talent, to hear this news, get this news yesterday. My heart just sank because as I was just describing with Ben, I've always been a creative. And when you see, somebody being able to embody the characteristics of a character the way that Michael Williams has been able to do, it has always been mind-blowing to me. Just recently seeing him on Lovecraft Country and the turmoil that he was going through mentally as a character was so evident for me as somebody who was watching, in this audience. And I promise you, there's only so many people that really possess that level of skill, because nuance is one of the hardest things to get across when you're an actor or an actress. To really embody who this character is. Michael Williams did that impeccably well. And, I'm really going to miss, his roles in movies, in shows. He is top notch for me. So this was really, really tough. And that piece right there really describes what so many actors and actresses deal with when they're choosing roles, when they're combining their talent with an agent who's looking out for the things that may work for them. There's so much that goes into the work of being an actor or an actress. And I just got to tip my hat to Michael Williams and his entire career. He has been so phenomenal, and he will truly be missed.
Yeah, definitely. And we see people not only in Hollywood, but across all different aspects of society, definitely sending their condolences. We're going to take a quick break right now. We come back. We're going to end the show in a good way. You're watching the Morning Update Show. Right. Welcome back. Really, it was a quick break. It's a good call, Curtis. So before we get out of here today, and we always want to leave things kind of upbeat and everything else, we've got some photos here, and you were able to make it to Sleepless in Seattle. We can go ahead and put these photos up right now. This was Curtis Delgardo's event out there at Seward Park. Tell us about it, Trey.
I gotta say, I was so proud of Curtis, man. Cuddy Productions in the building. Honestly, there was so much love happening with folks out there and so much great artistry. I mean, to continue talking about the levels of artistry, I was impressed. Cuddy had been talking about Sleepless in Seattle for some weeks and, really like, hey, man, I got this person, I got that. I had no idea who he was talking about. I thought maybe it was just an age, a generational gap. But honestly, I was on my way out of the festival. I was, making sure I showed love, supported some vendors, all of that I love to do when I go to spaces like that. And I was about to leave. And then this other guy hit the stage. And I'm telling you, his music and his production value was top notch, bar none. Shout out to you, Lakes Duvall. I mean, amazing talent that Cuddy brought together. And, one of the things that folks said at the end of the day was, watch how this grows year over year, because this was the first year of doing Sleepless in Seattle, but I think it really has the potential to just blow up if it just continues. So Cuddy, to you out there, you're right in here with me. I gotta say, man, so proud of you for the effort that you put together with that show. It was really phenomenal. Oh, it really was. Great talent out there.
Yeah, no, good stuff. I think one of the big things that I heard as well was really the ending speech, if we want to call it that, by Curtis, where he acknowledged the importance of people supporting community, and especially people, he's in fashion and everything else, has a clothing line. It's like, hey man, we need to support local businesses, community businesses that are also creating fashion and things like that. We're at the top of the hour. Actually, looks like we're going to go a little bit overtime. Trey Holiday, any last words before we get out of here?
Oh, for me, always, you guys, see yourself as a part of the solution. Clearly, Ben Andrews has done that, our guest for today with the Seattle Film Summit, finding that there is a void here for us to be really able to create an equitable, creative economy. I give you guys all of the love and joy and light for you guys to see yourself as a part of some amazing solutions out there, as Ben Andrews has and as Cuddy has as well. Hope you guys are inspired to put your toes in that water of solutions, because we can so be benefiting from your brilliance.
All right, good stuff. So tomorrow we're joined by, like I said, author Carlos Dillard to be talking about the book he wrote about foster care, and that's something that's been reoccurring with us here on the Morning Update Show. Otherwise, it's constant evolution over here at Studio E. I mean, like I said, it's good to be back at an actual desk. It's been a minute since we've been in the desk here, and so moving along. Also, want to thank everybody who's been part of all these moves and shifts over here. And Salman, Curtis, Jake, Steve, man, they've been on it over here. Alia as well. On that note, though, want to remind you, go forward in your purpose, go forward in your humanity. And until tomorrow at 11 a.m., peace.
Lift every voice and sing till earth in heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise.
listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun.